everybody, Dizzy Crafting here with a mini album tutorial kind of thing I'm going to attempt to do. This is for my daughter's birthday and she's asked for a lilac mini album. So I decided to get this paperback block, although it's quite thick card really, it's not so much paper. It was £4 or £5 max from the range. It wasn't expensive at all. It's 12 by 12 and it's 230 GSM. And the papers I've chosen for the cover is this pattern. I just thought it was quite pretty and subtle. And then I'm using some mount board which is 15 centimetres by 14.5 centimetres, and then the spine is 15 centimetres by 5 centimetres. So I'm going to attach these ready. Spine, I've decided to use this paper out of this paper stack which was also from the range, and it's the Signature Collection by Sarah Davis. And I just thought these two colours go really nice together. It's like a tealy blue with the purple, and I feel like this is the colour tones I'm going to go throughout. As you can see in the butterflies there is some lilac in there, so it will tie in lovely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this glued up and I'll show you how I'm going to do that, and then we'll assemble it. So try to use the ATG gun and it's literally just pulling the mount board up. So I'm just going to actually put some double-sided tape on instead. Luckily I have still got a bit from Hobbycraft. It's only some cheap stuff. Once you've laid down your tape, you want to make sure it's down solid. I'm using a bone folder. Make sure there's no air bubbles in it. I'm just going to take a pokey tool and lift that up. Once we've got the tape on, I'm just going to put some more adhesive, and I'm using the Anita's Tack It PVA glue. This is to help reposition it if need be. It just gives you a little bit of extra play time and hit any spaces that I may have missed with the double-sided tape. So we're just flipping that over, and we want to marry it up to this edge and butt it up. Once you're happy with, you've got it more or less where you want, then you just want to give that a good rub with your bone folder. Now I'm going to turn it over and do the same this side. I'm just going to let that set for a few minutes, so while I'm waiting for that I'm going to do the other piece. What I want to make sure as well that both of these pieces are facing the exact same way, so the branches are both going the right way. But instead of doing it this corner this time, I'm going to actually place it in this corner. We've got both our pieces here now, so what I'm going to do, and I'll do it off camera, is I'm just going to cut around leaving an edge so that I can fold it over on both of these, and then I'll get back to you. I've marked it enough to go around the edges. It's probably about 1.5 to 2 centimetres around it, and I'm just going to use my scissors. It doesn't have to exactly be perfectly straight, but I'm trying to keep it as straight as I can. So now we've got the front and back cover. What I'm going to do, you can see that they're both facing the right way, so obviously this is going to go that side, That's going to go this side and the spine is going to be here. So what I want to do is I want to take my bone folder, and I'm using this one instead of this one just because this one's slightly thinner, so it'll get closer to the edges. I'm just going to score around them edges. I'm going to do it a couple of times. And then I'm just going to get the mark board and just roll it over like so, just ever so gently, just to start to break them fibres up. And I'm going to do the same on all of the corners. So once we've brought those fibres up, just going to give this a little score here, so then I can cut this corner off. I'm not going right up because obviously I want this corner actually covered, so I'm just going past that and then I'm going to score it. So I'm just going past it a couple of millimetres. Once I'm happy with that, where that score line is, I'm just going to trim that off. I don't know if I'm doing this the right way or the wrong way because I've not done one of these this style before. It's trial and error. I'm just going to put some double-sided tape along these edges again. Take your bone folder and give that a good rub to burnish that tape down. I'm just literally going to do one side at a time, I think. Coming in with a little bit extra adhesive, just to give me that playtime really. And the only best way I can think of is doing this to make it nice and snug is bend it over like so. And really give that a good burnish down. A nice solid edge there. Now it's a little bit messier than I anticipated. Got a bit too much glue on there, but hopefully that will stick nicely. So that's one of the covers done. I'm going to crack on and do the other one and I'll be back in a minute. So I've cut my spine piece and I've wanted to make sure the front of my cover has got the nice detail on. I'm not so fussed about the back. You're never going to get this nice detail on both sides, so I'd rather it be on the front than at the back. And all I'm going to do is I'm literally going to measure the middle point of this and put a pointer mark there and a pointer mark here at the middle mark. 14 centimetres, so I'm going to mark it 7. And we're going to do the same at the bottom. Then we're going to take our mark board and I'm going to mark the middle of this as well, just in case I'm a few millimetres out. Just shy of 6 centimetres, so I'm just literally going to mark it at 3 centimetres because it's no biggie if it's a couple of mils out. Marker up there, I'm just going to join them up. Don't really necessarily have to join them up, it's just to make my life a little bit easier. So I've kind of got a central point. I'm just going to use my mat to line up to make sure that this paper is straight. And you can see I've actually glued the wrong side of this, so it didn't really matter about my markings, but hey ho. So I'm just literally eyeballing it. I'd have been better just being stood up if I'm honest, but I'm not. Again, you want to flip this over and make sure all that glue is burnished into the mark board and paper, so it's well and truly stuck. I'm just rubbing any excess glue around that edges to secure that. Again, we're going to take this thinner bone folder. You could also use a ball tool, I guess, but I'm a little heavy-handed, so I'd probably ruin it. But the next thing to do is we need to get these pieces and we need to line them up with those. I think I have cut this middle bit a little bit too short, but I'm hoping that's not going to be a big issue because it is literally millimeters. I'm just going to take some tape here and do the first piece. Burnish that down. I want to make sure that I've got my book the right way. So, yep, I feel like that is the right way. So I'm just going to take the tape off now. I am going to put a little bit more adhesive on, but not too much because this is actually paper. Don't want it buckling up. And double checking we've got the right way. And I basically want to marry this up, but I'm actually going to put my bone folder in so that I know I've got the gap. As you can see here, I had kind of cut into my chipboard there, but again I'm kind of hoping that that's not going to be an issue. We'll soon find out, won't we? So once I'm happy with that alignment, I'm just going to burnish that in, and then we're going to repeat on this side. So we've done that, and I'm basically going to score down these lines. A little bit tight with that one down the bottom, and I'm also going to score these lines to go over that. I feel like I should have lost this couple of millimeters at the bottom, but I haven't. I've done them nice and neat at the bottom but not at the top. I'm literally just going to bend this ever so slightly just to give us that leverage, and just go over with that bone folder, not pressing too hard. I'm happy with that. I'm then going to bend these pieces up. Sorry if I'm off camera, guys. Bend that just to get that to go. I am noticing it's buckling a little bit here, but I'm hoping once the adhesive is on, then we're going to be good to go, hopefully. I'm going to just take that bone folder and ease it over gently, and then apply a little bit of pressure, but not in these grooves because we do not want the paper to split. While it's still wet, I'm actually just going to bend it, so hopefully that we'll get used to it while it's wet. And then we're just going to repeat this step here. I had a bit of a shot there. I thought I'd actually put this paper on the wrong way round, but I actually haven't, because you can see the butterflies going up on the spine. It's just the way that the flowers have fallen there. So that's the main of the shell of the book as such. And next we're going to be doing the middle here for the pages, and then we'll cover this up later on once we've got this section in so that the bits can be hidden. So that'll be the next task, to do those. So be with you shortly. I've done all my lines on here. I'm not too sure if I actually pressed record there or not. Excuse me. I'm just basically using the paper that was left over, or the cardstock that was left over from the cover, I'm not going to have this bit showing. I am going to have it on the paper side because this cardstock is double-sided, and I've literally scored 14 lines here, 1 every centimetre, but I've left 3 or 4 centimetres this side. On this side there's still quite a bit, but I want to make sure I've got enough. I may not have enough lines here, I may have miscounted. I can always go in and add, whereas if I cut it down I can't. So I'm basically just going to bone folder it both sides like so. Once I've done them all, I'm going to turn it over and then start to bone folder it that side, so then it's going to be a lot easier and the fibres would be properly broken down. So once I've done that, I'll come back to you. Once you've got them all done, the both sides, you might not need it if you've got thinner paper, but this is, even though it's in a paper stack, it's quite a weighty one if it is. And basically what you want to do is like valleys and mountains, I'd call it, from back in the day when I used to watch likes of Create and Craft and QVC. Although I don't think they do any crafting on QVC now. If they do, I cannot find any, which is a bit disappointing because I like watching the QVC shows. So yeah, basically you want to be getting the first one and pinching it. This first line, when you're done, you're going to put some tape here and you're going to glue them down together. Then you want a base one left flat, and then you want to take the next 2 and pinch them together. If it helps you, fold them over like so and give it a really good bone fold, and then that will help keep you on track. So then we have another flat one, and then we're going to come up again, making this peak, and then we want to keep the next one flat, but at the bottom of that flat one we want to be lifting it up. It can be a little bit tricky, especially if you're like me and not done any crafting for a long time. So I'm just going to give that a good fold. I'm just hoping I haven't made too many now. So then run that flat, and actually I need to do one more score line there. Just going to marry that up to the 12 really, so I don't have to faff around. And this is why I didn't want to cut my cardstock down, because if I had, and obviously I've made that mistake, I would have been short on one of the sides. It wouldn't have been such a big deal because we are going to be covering it. Again, we want to be bone folding these creases on both sides again. This just helps break down the fibres of the card or the paper you're using. Right, so let's start there again. So we've got 1 peak, 2 peaks, 3 peaks, 4 peaks, and hopefully this will be 5 peaks. And it is. I'm hoping that this is going to fit on this section here, so I'm just going to line it up, and it does. So because I know this fits, I'm just going to trim this down. I'm not going to be too fussed about the measurements because, like I say, we are going to cover it anyway. You're not really going to see it. I've just realised as well, I actually done these peaks. I didn't actually want it that way. I wanted the paper that way. Can I be bothered to sort it out? No, because you're not really going to see it anyway. So it is what it is, and it's going to stay like that. So I'm going to trim this off. We're going to then glue these together. I'm just going to stick some double-sided tape on one side of these in the inside. And to make my life easier, I'm actually just, instead of doing a shed load of them all at once and getting it wrong, I think I might just do one at a time, if I'm honest. Because I could possibly get it wrong. A 9 out of 10, I will get it wrong. Once I've got this first one in place, maybe that'll give me the idea of what I need. So I'm just going to bone folded that in. See, that's nicely stuck, and I can see now where I need to go, so I don't feel like I need to do that each and every time now. I feel like I've got somewhere. So I'm actually just going to mark it, it'd be a lot easier. So yeah, where I put these pencil marks, that's where I'm going to put the tape. I'm probably making it seem a lot harder than it actually is, but hey ho. So I'm just going to get them pieces again and give it a really good rub down. I'll burnish it all again once we've got all the tape on. We've got all the tape on, and you can see this is lovely, and all I'm going to do is each flap I'm going to burnish down and do one side and then turn it over, and we're going to burnish down the other side again, breaking down those fibres of the card so the book will flip nice and easily. And basically that's your binding. So what we've got to do now, we've got to basically, we've got to then put some double-sided tape on each one of these and around this, and then attach it. I'm just going to double check we have got 5 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, so I'm going to do that and then I'll come back to you. So I've put my tape on and we're just going to burnish that in. I really wished I had some thinner tape. I have got this tape, but this is literally the only bit I've actually got left of it, so this does not warrant this really strong tape, so I'm just going to have to go with what I've got. But again, this is all I've got left of this, because I was hoping to use my ATG gun, and I probably could have done for this, especially the thinner ATG gun. And I'm going to leave these flaps here, and I'm literally just going to take this tape off in the centre. I just feel like this is going to give me a little bit more play if I do these afterwards. Right, so I'm just eyeballing this to make sure the same gap is there, and I'm just going to place this down and push down with my finger to try and burnish that in. And see, the reason we didn't do these is because I need to bone fold down these creases, and I just want to make sure I've got enough leeway for that. Really want to make sure these are down though. Gently just going over that crease to help that, and then I'm just going to lift the book up. I'm not too sure if I'm doing this right, if I'm honest. Right, now I'm kind of happy. I'm just going to go for it and hope for the best. I'm thinking maybe a tad of glue. Maybe even some down there. Maybe that's a bad idea actually. We'll soon find out, won't we? And then I'm just going to do the same on this side. Just feel for that groove. Right, I'm going to put some more glue down, but I'm not actually going to do it in this groove because I'm not too sure if that's literally going to ruin and stick the board together. I do not know. I'm hoping not. I didn't think of that. Just to let you know guys, this mount board I actually got from eBay, and it was very reasonable. I got 100 sheets for something like £20. 100 sheet is gonna last me forever. They're all A4. Could even get it cheaper if you know what microns. This was 1500 microns. I will have it actually in a haul video. Not too sure which one will go up first, but definitely it will be in one of those. I'm giving my friend some because there's no way on this earth I'd be able to use that amount. I think I went for the 1500 microns. I'm not sure if I've just said that, to be honest. Because I didn't really know what microns was or anything. I feel like I could have actually gone for 1000 because this will not cut in my guillotine. And I don't know why when I did this I didn't think that I'd needed to do this bottom half with the paper. Luckily I've already got a plan because my daughter wanted me to do some foiling on there, so at least it will be hidden with that. And we've already got a buckle because I was too busy gas bagging. Well, ain't that lucky that I am planning on covering this because the writing has come on there because I was trying to burnish it that hard. So luckily I am. It has got a slight bubble to it, but hopefully when I cover this bit it won't show up as much. So just where it's bubbling up a little bit, I think I can show you. I think I might be able to just get some adhesive down there to help that. Don't know if that'll work, but it's worth a try, yeah. So yeah, we're nearly done with the outer shell. As you can see, I've messed up in several places. It's a learning curve again to try and work out what I needed to do, where I was going with things, and I'm sure over time all these things will come back to me. So we're just going to put this down and then I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm not too sure though whether I want to go with a plain purple or if I want to go with the rest of this, some more of this bookbinding paper, because I just feel like it's so pretty. It'd be a shame not to. I think that's what I'll do. So I've got these papers and I've done them 15 by 14 basically because obviously I have messed up there, so I'm going to try and butt this up to this edge here on both of these, and like I say, the silver foiling will hide it. I'm just hoping that these do not like ping up over time, but it is what it is, and I can always make her another one if she's not happy with it. So the first one, I am just going to try and use my ATG gun. It's very old, and this is why you'll probably see a lot of the fluff on the tape, because I hadn't used this in, I want to say 9-10 years. But the tape is still good to go. No one's going to see all that fuzziness. I'm just also going to make sure I've got some glue on this edge here, but I'm also going to put lots of glue on this. Gosh, this tape is stuck to me already. I want to be able to reposition this if I need to, just because I want to get it to that edge. So don't really want too much glue because I don't want it buckling, because this is much thinner than the card. But I want enough to be able to manoeuvre it if need be. So I'm quite happy with that, so I'm just going to burnish that down. Rub any excess glue. I would have liked to have had this border going all the way around, but we can always embellish things around it, make pockets and stuff so that it wouldn't be noticeable, although it'd be a shame to hide this pretty paper. I'm just going to do the same with this one. Just going to put some adhesive along this edge just to give me extra security. Now you might think this is upside down, this paper, because this umbrella is actually upside down, but that is how it is on the book. You can see the butterflies are going in the right direction as well as the flowers. So because I did have to look twice, there is an umbrella on the paper pad that goes the right way, but that one is a falling umbrella. Yeah, that's definitely the outer shell done. The makings of it. I'm quite liking the size. I think it is quite a cute little size. Obviously it's still a bit of a learning curve for me, but this is where I'm going to leave it for today. Not for the video, but for today. I might end up doing this in a couple of videos though, just because they take so long to edit, and I can imagine it being quite long. So I will edit this part of it, and then if it's not too long, then I'll continue, but if not, I'll do it in a few different parts. So, but overall, I'm not bad with it. I can live with it. The mistakes, my daughter probably won't even notice the mistakes when she comes home from work. I'm going to actually ask her, can she see where I've gone wrong? And if she does, she does. If she doesn't, she doesn't. So yeah, so that's the first part of the mini album done. So just in case it is, I'd like to say thanks for watching. Please comment, subscribe and help support my channel, and hopefully this channel will grow. And see you soon. Bye.